1. The power of silence she never expected at first. Your silence seems ordinary. She assumes it's temporary, just a pause before you reach out. In her mind, she believes you'll eventually break. After all, you always did before. She expects the usual, the text messages, the late-night calls, or the subtle attempts to check in. But this time, nothing comes. Your silence doesn't just confuse her, it unsettles her. What she doesn't know is that silence is not emptiness, is strength. It is a wall she cannot climb, a mirror that forces her to look at herself. When you stop explaining, stop defending, stop proving, she's left alone with the sound of her own thoughts. And the human mind hates silence. It fills it with stories, questions, and fears. Suddenly, your absence is louder than your presence ever. She begins to wonder, why isn't he reacting? Did he stop caring? Did I misjudge his feelings? Or worse, is he better without me? This is the first crack. Your silence has planted the seed of doubt. And once it's planted, it grows quietly and unavoidably. To her initial confidence in leaving you when she first walked away or pushed you aside, she felt powerful. She told herself you'd wait, that you'd orbit around her like a planet bound to her gravity. In her mind, you were predictable. You'd plead, explain, or try to win her back. But silence, that wasn't part of her script. At first, she tries to rationalize it. Maybe he's busy. Maybe he's hurt, but he'll come around. Maybe he's just trying to make me miss him a little. But as time passes, that narrative collapses. Each day you remain silent, her confidence erodes. She doesn't realize it yet, but your stillness has flipped the power dynamic. Because true strength is not in chasing, it's in restraint. You're no longer feeding her ego. You're not reacting. You're not validating her decisions. And when you stop playing the game, she starts losing her sense of control. This is the moment when her initial confidence begins to turn into discomfort. 3. The echo chamber of your absence. Silence has a strange way of amplifying everything. When you're gone, every memory she has of you echoes louder. The things you said, the way you made her laugh, the moments that felt effortless suddenly, they replay in her mind. She didn't expect to miss you this way. She thought walking away would be clean. But your silence creates a vacuum, and the human mind hates vacuums. So it fills it with you. Now, she wonders, was he really as ordinary as I thought? Or was I blind to what he gave me? Your silence forces her to reflect. It strips away the noise and distractions. There's no argument to distract her, no drama to hide behind. Just a quiet space where the only thing she can hear is what she lost. And that's when the silence stops feeling neutral. It starts to feel dangerous. 4. How silence dismantles her control. Control is an illusion. When she left or pulled away, she felt in control because she believed you'd react. But silence dismantles that illusion brick by brick. When you don't chase, she's no longer the one setting the rules. You are. Your refusal to engage creates a power shift she didn't anticipate. You're not fighting for her attention, you're forcing her to fight for yours. This is the paradox of silence. What feels passive is actually the most active move you can make. It removes her ability to predict you. And when someone can't predict you, they start obsessing over you. Because deep down, the unknown is terrifying. And right now, you are the unknown. 5. The mind's battle with the unknown. Her mind starts spinning. She asks herself questions she doesn't want to ask. Why hasn't he called? Does he even care anymore? Has he moved on? Or is he just stronger than I thought? Silence turns you into a mystery, and mysteries are magnetic. The more she can't figure you out, the more you occupy her thoughts. This is human psychology at work. When we don't get closure, we create it in our minds. Your silence is forcing her to write stories about you, and, in most of those stories, you're no longer the one who needs her. And that realization hurts more than anything. 6. Doubt creeps in quietly, and slowly. Doubt never arrives with a loud crash. It comes quietly, like a shadow that lengthens with every passing day. At first, she defends her decision. She tells herself she was right to push you away. But every time she checks her phone and doesn't see your name, every time she looks at your social media and finds nothing, that shadow grows. She starts wondering if she miscalculated. If maybe, just maybe, she overestimated her importance in your life. And doubt is dangerous because once it takes root, it doesn't leave. Your silence isn't just the lack of words, it's a test. And slowly, she's failing at point 7. When she starts remembering the good in the beginning, She only thought about the bad, the fights, the flaws, the moments she used to justify leaving. But silence changes the lens. Without your presence to argue or defend yourself, her mind starts to soften. And when it softens, it remembers the good. She remembers how you made her feel safe, how you believed in her, how you gave her a kind of loyalty most people never give. And for the first time, those memories don't compete with the bad ones, they overpower them. This is the danger of silence. It doesn't give her new reasons to stay away. It only gives her old reasons to miss you. 8. The emotional void. Your silence creates people don't miss you because you're gone. They miss you because of what your absence takes from them. Your silence removes the validation she once got from you. No more comfort, no more attention, no more reassurance that you still care, and in that void, she starts craving the very thing she once took for granted. You. This is where the shift happens. She's not just thinking about you anymore, she's feeling your absence. And feelings are far stronger than thoughts. 9. Moment she starts to wonder. It starts with a single, haunting question. What if he doesn't need me anymore? This thought terrifies her, because for so long, she believed she was the center of your world. But your silence proves otherwise. You're not orbiting her. You're not even looking in her direction. And that shakes her entire perception of you. For the first time, she's not the one with the upper hand. 10. The shift from pride to curiosity. Her pride kept her silent at first. She told herself she wouldn't be the one to break, but pride has limits, and silence stretches those limits until they snap. Now, curiosity starts to replace her pride. She wonders where you are, what you're doing, who you're with. She wonders if you're happy without her, and that curiosity is the beginning of her obsession. 11. How silence changes your value. Value is not created by what you give, it's created by what you withhold. When you were always available, always explaining, always trying to fix things, she unconsciously undervalued you. She didn't mean to, it's just human nature. What's abundant feels ordinary, but silence shifts that completely. Now you're not a constant presence, you're scarce, and scarcity always increases value. She begins to see you differently. Your silence you in her mind, not as a man desperate for her attention, but as a man who doesn't need it. And there is nothing more attractive than a man who isn't controlled by his emotions. This is when she starts feeling something she hasn't felt in a long time: respect. She may not admit it out loud, but deep down, your restraint forces her to reevaluate you. In that reevaluation, you're no longer the one she left. You're the one she underestimated. 12. When your detachment turns magnetic. True detachment isn't anger. It isn't punishment. It isn't even revenge. It's peace. And that peace is magnetic. Because in a world full of people who overreact, and overpursue, a man who can remain calm and centered stands out. Your silence communicates that you've taken your power back. You're not playing emotional games, simply unavailable for anything that doesn't serve you. She can feel it. Even without words, she feels the shift. You're no longer orbiting her world. You've built your own. And the more you withdraw into your own strength, the more she feels pulled toward it. This is the paradox she never expected. The less you try to win her, the more she wants to win you. Because nothing draws a person closer than the quiet gravity of someone who doesn't need them, but could choose them. 13. The late-night spiral of thoughts. During the day, she can distract herself. She can drown her thoughts in noise, in work, in conversations with friends. But at night, there's no escape. This is when your silence hits the hardest. As she lies in bed, the questions return. The doubts grow louder. She scrolls through old messages, revisits old memories, and wonders how you could be so silent for so long. And it's not just missing you, it's wondering why you don't seem to miss her. That thought keeps her awake, replaying everything in her mind. She imagines reaching out. She writes the text, but doesn't send it. She checks your social media, but doesn't like anything. She's locked in a battle with herself, and your silence is the opponent she can't defeat. This is where emotional scarcity turns into emotional weight. You've become the thought she can't shake off. 14. Her friends can't silence the noise in her head. She may try to hide it. She laugh with her friends, tell them she's fine, and pretend that your silence doesn't matter. But her friends can't drown out the quiet questions in her mind. They'll tell her to move on. They'll remind her why she left. But when she's alone, their words don't matter, because silence is louder than any advice. This is where your power grows. You're not arguing, you're not defending yourself. You're simply letting her mind do the work for you. And the more her mind runs in circles, the more she realizes this silence isn't just about you, it's about her, her choices, her pride, her fear of admitting she may have been wrong. Your silence isn't just a reaction, it's a mirror, and she's finally being forced to look at it. 15. Regret creeps in like a shadow. Regret doesn't come all at once. It starts small. A memory here, a question there, a moment when she wonders, what if I was wrong about him? This is the stage where silence does its deepest work. She starts noticing how other men don't measure up, how the connection she had with you doesn't just appear out of nowhere, how maybe she let go of something rare. And now, regret grows in the same way doubt did, quietly, persistently, like a shadow that stretches longer every day. Your silence isn't just haunting her, it's teaching her. It's showing her that losing you wasn't a moment, it was a mistake, and mistakes, they don't go away. They replay over and over until they demand to be faced.